Okay, let's start animating. So, if you want to follow along, feel free to follow along. If you learn better by just listening, that however you want to do it. So, we're going to go over just setting keyframes right now. So we're going to keep it really basic. Go ahead and open up a Blender scene. That's all I've done so far. We'll go ahead and just do it again, just so that we're all together. And you'll get a scene like this. I'm going to go ahead and select the camera and the lights, and I'm just going to hit the delete key and delete them because we don't need them. So we have a box here, and we're going to go ahead and set some keys and talk about key framing. So there are two different things. With setting keys, typically you're going to use a keyboard shortcut. Now the keyboard shortcut is going to be different if you're using the industry standard or the Blender version of Maya, which we talked about in a previous lecture. So if you're using the Blender, the default Blender, you're going to use I to set a key. So all you're going to do is you're going to select the box while your mouse is over the viewport. Go ahead and hit I. Like that. Let's see. And that's because I'm not in that. 1 second. So if we go here, key map, and we change this to Blender like that, we go like this and we hit I, you are going to see that all of these lit up. If you look right here, you can see that there is a box and it's called object. This is the object properties of this box. So this is the transform, and you can see that this is the location, rotation, and scale keys. If I undo that, you'll notice that there is no longer a key. So when I hit I, that all of these key down, you'll also notice that here in our timeline, there is now a mark that suggests a key that holds the place in time. Cool. Now, if you are using the industry standard, which I am typically going to be using as we move forward, you are going to press S to set a key. So if I select this and I go like this and I hit S, you'll see that a key is made. So if you hear me in the future saying S and you're using the Blender version, go ahead and substitute I for that. I sets a key. There are other ways to set keys as well. So let's go ahead. And delete this keyframe. If I want to delete a keyframe, I just right-clicked it and delete keyframes. A good thing to do when you're learning a new program is just to often click things and try to figure out what they do. So like in that case, especially a right-click usually will get you there. So let's click the box and let's go over into this object menu, and you will see that all of these, there's no longer a key. Let's say that, for example, I only want to key this one right here. Well, there is a little button right here, and if we click that, that will set a key on this particular thing right here. You can see that the key is there. There is no keys on translate Y, Z, or any raw or any scale, only on that particular one. So it's only going to key that particular thing. So you can go ahead and key all of these on and off if you wanted. This gets rid of keys as well, if you'll notice. You could also right click, and I believe right here, if you'll notice this, it says insert keyframe. And that will set a key as well. So those are the different ways of setting keys. Now I'm going to go over one other way. So let's go ahead and let's go ahead and delete this keyframe. Cool. So there's something called auto key. So it's going to be this button right here. If you see this one right here, you hover your mouse over it, it says auto keying. What this is going to do is it's going to key whatever axis you move. So let's go ahead and let's turn that on. And typically, whenever we move this, if I move this up, you're going to see that it automatically makes a key, and it keys all my translate. It didn't key my rotation or my scale, just my translation. If I were to go like this and rotate it, you'll notice that now it sets a key on rotation. So it's going to key whatever you move. So if I go to frame 10 now and I move this box over like this, you'll notice that now I have 2 keys, and it's animated in between those two. I encourage you to just kind of play around with this. You might be asking right now, should I use auto key or not? I tend to use auto key, so typically you're going to see me have this on. It's definitely an animator preference. Some animators like to know exactly what things are being keyed, and others don't mind. For me, I typically have it on. I think most newer animators typically like to have it on as well. Saying that, even when I have it on, usually what I'll end up doing is after I move something, I'll still hit S anyway, because I usually want to key everything down. Cool. One other thing, let's go ahead and delete these, and let's show you an example of just one thing being keyed while the other isn't. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off auto key for this demonstration. We're going to go ahead and set, we're going to just set a key on, let's make this simple. We'll set a key on all the translates like this. Cool. Then we'll go to frame 10, and we'll go ahead and we'll set another key. So now we've keyed this like this. So we see two keys down here on the timeline, and if I go ahead and I rotate this like this on this key, I'm gonna assume it, some students will assume that, like, oh, now because I have a key on this first frame where it wasn't rotated, it will slowly rotate, but this will affect my first key because I didn't have a key on it. So even though I may have only intended to change keyframe 10, I've now changed all my other poses because those poses in the rotation weren't keyed down. So usually it's a good idea to key all characters down, everything down at the beginning. So it would be a much better idea if I wanted to do this. What I would do is I would go to frame 1, I would just say S and I would key everything down. Then when I change this right here like this and I hit S again, now my rotation will key as well. Cool. That's our first steps to keying. I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.